Hey there, welcome back. All right, today we got the map, so now we can figure out exactly where we need to go. Oh, crappers. Now we can figure out where we need to go without going places we don't have to go. That's why it's always fun to search around when you first play these games, but you know, for you guys, I don't want to turn this into, you know, you get 2 episodes of me trying to figure out what to do and where to go. And I'm not going to play with the sound effects today unless something really, really warrants it. So you don't have to worry about me being all silly. Well, you probably always have to worry about me being silly. I don't know. I think I'm a lot more reserved on my Let's Play. Again, I've mentioned it a million times, but I'm by myself, so I tend to be a lot more mellow. You know, I think if you know, when I'm paired up with other people or, you know, with a group or something, I tend to be a lot more silly. But I'm usually just a lot more mellow and relaxed when I'm on my own. Less excitable. That's what we'll call it. And there's nothing wrong with being that way. There's nothing wrong with being excitable. It's, you know, at the very least, it's very entertaining. Yeah, I've met people they come across like they're wired. And, you know, if that's you, that's you. But I always like to, you know, me personally, I like to just sort of mellow out a little bit. You know, I hate to sound like that guy, but it's most likely just my age. What's, I think that's, no, which one's the special weapon? Oh yeah, get charged. Cool. But yeah, I've definitely mellowed out, you know, as I got older. You know, I don't feel like not that it's a performance, but there's feel like you're on all the time. You know, some people feel like that's what they need to do. They need to always be very active and very lively. And the reality is it's not, you know, you don't have to do that all the time. Again, if that's who you are, that's who you are. But that's exactly what I'd rather people do, is be who they are. You know, not like they're almost like they're performing for the people around them. You know, that's one thing I always push when I talk to people. Just, you know, be yourself. Be yourself, whoever that is. But make sure that is who you are and not who you think other people want you to be. Because I don't know, that's just not entertaining at all. That's not. When I get the feeling that somebody's acting a certain way just because they want to be accepted, or they want to, you know, they want to fit in with the rest of the group, and you know, maybe they're really weird or something like that, which I don't say that as an insult, so I don't want anybody coming down on me for that. There we go. But you know, they try and quote unquote turn that off, you know, to just so that the crowd is okay with them. Let's see what's in here. There's nothing supposed to be in here on the map, but I'm kind of curious because we're getting to the point where there's probably not a lot of waste of space. But yeah, you know, be you. You know, if you're the weird guy, you know, you're nervous in certain situations, don't try and fake that out of you. Just admit it. You know, you're nervous in certain situations. You know, I think people are a lot more receptive to that. I think that there'll be more accommodating is not the right word, but you know, they're going to be more understanding when you're talking a certain way or you're behaving a certain way. You know, it's easier for them to say, oh yeah, he gets nervous in certain situations, so that's why, as opposed to he's up to something or he's just being a jerk or something like that. Like, I know it seems weird, but you know, I would always just rather people be who they are, because I like to know people for who they are. You know, we meet so many people nowadays who are just fake, man. You know, there's I always talk about People always say like rich people don't have any problems. And you know what? As somebody who never had an exorbitant amount of money, when somebody decides that they want to befriend me and they want to hang out and do a bunch of stuff, I know they're not doing it for money. You're definitely, if you're hanging out with me because you're trying to get some money and some free stuff, man, that ain't gonna happen. You might as well just walk the other way and find the next person to talk to. You know, so, you know, rich people, people say that they don't have any problems, but imagine that. Imagine being in a situation where you're very wealthy and you're very famous and people know it. So now whenever somebody shows an interest in something that you're interested in, you're trapped with that sort of, are they talking to me just because they want money, or are they really interested in me and the things that I'm interested in? And I feel a lot of sympathy for them for that, you know. The reality is, you don't have to be rich. If you very publicly give me all your money, I will take that burden for you. You know, but in all seriousness, I really get it, and I really do sympathize with that. So, you know, I don't want to feel like when I meet people that they're being some fake version of themselves. You know, sticking with the rich thing, if I ever was rich, if I, you know, hit the lottery or something like that, I would tell nobody. You know, I would absolutely, you would never know. You know, I would drive a nice normal car. I would, you know, I love minivans, so I would end up just getting a brand new minivan. I would just try and be, I wouldn't even try and be, I would just be the most plain guy. And you would never realize, wow, that guy's worth $50 million. You know why? Because that's none of your business, really. You know, and I don't want to be treated like that person. That's why, you know, people always, I want to be rich and famous. I want to be rich. I don't want to be famous. The idea of being, oh, okay. The idea of being ultra famous is just, you know, I'm an introvert. So the idea of leaving my house and then I can't go anywhere or do anything without people crowding me. Oh, there's those, it's like the web page. It's like things that are not aesthetic. And it's always pictures of, you know, like an eyeball with a piece of tape on it. You know, so it's supposed to make you uncomfortable. The idea of me standing outside in public, you know, I'm at a park or something, and there's people just surrounding me because they want to be around me just because they saw me somewhere, because I'm famous. That's not appealing at all. Oh, I was supposed to hover over there. So yeah, you know, be yourself, you know, and don't get me wrong, like, you know, I go to conventions and stuff, and people have seen me there and they say, hey, you know, it's you, and, you know, they want to talk and stuff. I have no problem with that. But, you know, you talk and you say, and this is one thing that I've always done with people, with, like, I've met famous people before, different levels of fame. And I've always been the one to say, hey, what's going on, man? You know, I love your work, your body of work, whatever it is. You know, if it's like a signing or something, I'll have a question. You know, I always try and ask an interesting question. You know, I don't like what made you get into acting? Like, I'd like to ask something a little stranger. But, okay, that's a loop around. I don't need to be in there. But yeah, you know, I'll ask a question or whatever, and then that's it. Like, I'm done. I don't need to ask anything else. Oh, you know what? I think I do need to go in there. Hang on. Is that, yeah. Okay. Switch through to the fire. And shoot my mixtape out. There we go. You know, but, you know, I'm trying to ask my question or anything, and then I gotta just leave him alone. Because I can imagine what it's like to be in that situation. You know, I love conventions. That's no surprise if you've ever if you've ever listened to pretty much anything I've ever said, you know that I love conventions. And I felt bad. I was talking to someone who was known in the cosplay community, and my question was, that was not my question. Holy missiles. You know, my question was, because she was talking about how she goes to the bigger convention. She went to San Diego and she couldn't really get around. Like, there were exclusive figures and stuff. You know, San Diego Comic-Con, they always do that. So there were exclusive figures and she wanted to get them and she couldn't. And I asked, you know, do you miss being able to walk the convention floor? You know, do you miss being able to walk around? And, you know, because some of these people, the reality is they can't, you know. And I said, do you miss it? And without missing it, and that's what broke my heart. It was the fact that she did it without missing a beat. She said all the time she misses being able to just have fun and walk around and do that stuff. You know, and it may come across like you're ungrateful for what everybody's given you, you know, the attention and the loyalty that fans give you, but it doesn't change the fact that you started going to these conventions and doing these things because you like it. So you've now lost that thing that you liked, you know. And again, you traded it for something great. You know, you've got fans who love to hear from you and they appreciate you. You know, if you've run something like a Patreon or something like that, you know, these people are supporting you. But yeah, in the end, you did lose something that was not only awesome enough for you to want to do it in the first place, but is an experience you probably can't really get anywhere else. You know, so it's not like you can just go and get that somewhere else. All right, we'll take it easy here, and then we'll jump back with some more. We'll just blow all of this stuff up. What am I doing? I'm wasting my time. There we go. Always blah blah blahing.